Man, let me tell you, AI stocks are getting absolutely destroyed today, from Nvidia to AMD to Micron, SanDisk, Lam Research, you name it, guys. So we have to break down the charts, what I'm doing, and stocks I'm looking to buy now. And actually, guys, I just bought more of a stock. So let's dive into it. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and join my Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, trades, investments, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocks.com/Patreon. And now let's dive into it. So again, AI stocks, you name it, across the board, they're getting hit. And by the way, the Qs are down over 2% today. Go figure, right? As tech, AI, again, getting hit. S&P's down about 0.7%, so not really much compared to the Qs, and the Russell's down 0.8%, and the Dow is pretty much down, 0.3%, 0.4%. So today's sell-off is heavily led by the tech sector, right? Big tech sell-off, big AI sell-off, and the Qs are now clearly trading towards the bottom of this channel, which, oh, by the way, we've been talking about it, right? We've been talking about this channel. We've been trading in it now for about, a month and a half, and each time we've hit the top of the channel, we've tried to break out. We failed over the last couple of weeks. And SPY tried breaking out. It actually did a little bit. You guys can see, but it was a false flag, at least for now. You can see SPY tried breaking through. Now we're back in this channel, and there's no doubt the market is still struggling. Even here in July, June was a bit of a rocky month, and we talked about how historically July is better, but that hasn't necessarily been the case, at least for the Qs, quite yet. I guess the S&P might be up or flat month to date, but the Qs definitely aren't, right, guys? So let's dive into what's going on with AI, a couple stocks I'm watching, what I actually bought today. I bought more of a stock today, which I initiated a position yesterday in the stock. So yeah, let's dive into it, man. Starting off with some of these key semi ETFs like SMH. This is down over 5%. The VanEck Semiconductor ETF, it is now down $100 a share from where it was just about 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago, SMH was at 671. Now we're at 572, down about 15%. So we're not in a bear market yet, but we are in correction territory on SMH. And SOXX is another one, which is down almost 7% today. The iShares Semiconductor ETF, this is down over $100 a share from the all-time high. We hit 655. Now we're at 541. This is down almost 18%. So this is closer to a bear market than SMH. And some memory ETFs, in particular DRAM that I track, DRAM's now down 8% on the day today. And somebody, I think in the Discord, asked me yesterday if they should add a position, and I said, look, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you exactly what to buy, when to buy. I don't know your situation. But if I were to buy DRAM, I would wait and scale in slowly, or wait until it had a pullback. That's what I said yesterday, because yesterday we had a big gap up from Thursday's close, which Thursday got beaten up, right? And we saw a nice gap up intraday. And typically, man, when these ETFs gap up 8, 10, 12%, I think at one point it was up 10%, 12%, I'm not buying on those days. Personally, I don't love buying on a big up day unless we're completely breaking out, but it was making an up move and a downtrend, and now look at us. We gave back all those gains. In fact, we're taking out the lows from Thursday. So now actually would be a good time to start scaling in my opinion. Do your own research. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you want to play the memory trade, you don't want to go out and pick an individual stock, DRAM is the way to go. And speaking of memory, guys, Micron today is back under, well, it was under 900. Now we're back over 900, but still, we're down 7% on the day on Micron right now. We can see earlier in the session we hit 890. So this stock, when it hit 890 earlier, it was down from highs at least 20 to 30%. I mean, come on. Yeah, 30%. So Michael Burry, I don't know if he closes short yet, but this man's making some money right now. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You put out the narrative, memories over, extended. There's too much FOMO. There's a lot of, bloat in the trade. He puts that sentiment out. He got short at 1,050 a share. Now it's at 916, even though we all know this trade's not over. At least I don't think it is. But he puts that short-term narrative out there, spooks investors. Boom. We're seeing a big drop in the names, and he's probably covering. I mean, I'd be surprised, honestly, if he's still short this stock, much more here. Sure, maybe he holds it into the 800s. Maybe it goes back to the 800s. But if you think Micron's going 700, 600, I just don't see it. And honestly, I don't think Burry is going to get that greedy and hold all the way down there, in my opinion. Maybe he does. I don't know. But, he put that narrative out there. A lot of people got spooked, and the beginning of this week has been a pretty rocky time for memory in particular, and a lot of these other stocks as well. So Micron's getting a beat down. And by the way, guys, I'm not buying the dip yet on Micron. Not that I'm not going to buy the dip, but I put money elsewhere. I'll share with you guys here in a second where I'm putting money now. SanDisk is another one that's getting absolutely nailed. SanDisk is down, 11% now on the day. We're down 35% from all-time highs. This is honestly a much needed sell-off and honestly a good setup heading into earnings. I think their earnings are, they're coming up. I think they're in the end of July or maybe early August, mid-August. I forget exactly when, but they're coming up. Not a bad setup for them heading into earnings. I think Lam Research, this sell-off's getting overblown as well. I almost bought some Lam Research today. I'm just going to wait on it, but look, it's down from 38 all the way down to 320. We're down almost 30% in about a week. I think it's overblown. And Lam Research is one that I traded. I bought in the mid-high 200s. I traded it all the way to the mid-high 300s. And now we're not back to where I bought initially, but we're getting close. And that means potentially a re-entry for your boy is opening up. And of course, you guys, again, as always, do your own research. You got to do your own research. But yeah, a lot of these stocks, man, are getting hit, and short-term money is panicking. But this is where, if you have patience, if you have cash to put to work, which I always say, cash is a position. Have 5, 10, 15, 20% cash. If you have cash, you should not be panicking. This is honestly an opportunity, to buy the dip on a lot of these stocks. If you want to swing trade them, long-term invest, I think this is a great opportunity, as I'm a firm believer. Look, the AI trade's not done. The bull market's still intact. We're not in a crash. This is just a shakeout, profit taking. We're shaking out some weak hands. Burry spurred the market up, spooked the market up a little bit, but I think it's gonna be bought up, guys. So for me, I am buying some GLW. I actually bought some more today, under $180 a share. I bought initially yesterday at 203, maybe a little too early, admittedly, a little too early, but look, you can't time everything perfectly. That's impossible in the stock market. But for me, guys, when it comes to Corning, right, GLW, it is an absolutely no-brainer trade here. If you have patience, if you can sit on it, if you don't want the money, if you don't need the money for a week, 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months, I think Corning is going to be a lot higher in that time period. And if you have, again, patience, it's going to play out. I mean, look at the chart. The story's there. The fundamentals are there. Earnings are coming up at the end of this month, and I think we'll actually run into earnings. We'll get some hype into earnings. I'm not necessarily planning on holding through earnings yet. I'm not there yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. But again, I bought some Corning yesterday at 203 and added more today at 179. So I brought that average cost down to roughly, I think the mid 190s. So I am down a little bit, but I'm happy to sit on it and hold. This company, if you guys don't know, I pulled up some notes on the company here. They're actually a top maker of specialty glass, ceramics, and optical fiber, set up, and they're actually set up beautifully to profit from this AI trade, and they're actually already doing it. They're a vital maker of fiber optic cables and AI. And when it comes to AI, that is very critical. Thin glass strands that move data using light, photons, instead of electricity, right? And this is why NVIDIA and Corning's fiber deal could change everything. They're actually in works with NVIDIA. And the hardware and switches that plug into AI computer servers, this is what they're dealing with here. And copper, guys, let's be honest, it's too slow and bulky. Think of traditional copper wire as a local one-lane road, and traditional servers used miles of copper cables, and that's kind of where Corning comes into play. Corning's fiber optic cables act as an information superhighway, carrying vastly more data as flashes of light at the speed of light, and that's why NVIDIA and, again, Corning, their fiber deal could change a bunch of stuff in the AI sphere. So not only is it a good long-term play here in the overall AI trade, which I'm not necessarily looking to hold this super long term, but the fundamentals are there. And again, when you're entering a trade, right, you don't want to enter into a trade where the chart looks good, but the fundamentals are crap, even if you want to hold the stock for a couple weeks, months. Even if you want to hold it for a couple weeks, months, the fundamentals still have to make sense. And in this case, everything Corning's doing within the AI trade, their deep partnerships with tech giants. AI needs to connect thousands of GPUs, and this is a more efficient way of doing it. Again, copper is too slow and bulky. At the end of the day, man, Corning, the fundamentals are there. They're getting stronger. They're making the partnerships, and the chart looks great. The chart looks great. Maybe not so much in the very short term. It's beaten up. It's selling off. It's down from 270 all the way to 180. It got down to, right? So it's down about 35%. But when in doubt, zoom out. The overall chart, it's uptrending. It still looks great, and I think we have another move in us towards 200 plus. And that's where I'm looking to make money, and that's why I'm looking to hold Corning, and I'm buying it. And now we're already back to 184. The stock's starting to see some buying pressure, but obviously we're not fully breaking out yet, but I'll keep you guys posted on what I end up doing. So AI in general, man, from Corning to all sides of the trade, to Lam Research, the picks and shovels, to memory, to GPUs, right? We're getting hit today, but it's a much-needed pullback for a lot of these stocks. Maybe not so much NVIDIA. NVIDIA is only down 1.2%. It's still above the 190, 195 level, which is good. So that, it's seen a lot of the selling already. I think NVIDIA, all the selling, not all the selling maybe, who knows, maybe we go down more, but a lot of the selling has happened already in NVIDIA, and today shows that it's not really moving much more down, but AMD is. It's down 8%. AMD's getting hit. AVGO's probably down as well. Yeah, about 2-3%. I think Broadcom's honestly seeing a lot of the selling as well. A lot of these stocks, when you notice, guys, the Qs are getting hit. Overall, a particular sector is getting hit, and some individual stocks aren't getting hit as much within that sector, within that umbrella of stocks, if you will. That might be a sign that the selling is slowing down in that stock. Maybe we've reached a bottom. maybe the sellers have gotten exhausted, and I think that is where arguably Nvidia and Broadcom could be right now. But again, a lot of the other parts of the trade where the stocks got too overbought, they were in due for a sell-off, we're getting those. We're getting sell-offs there in memory and a lot of the picks and shovels plays in the AI space. And I think those will ultimately be bought up. But overall, that's where we're at, guys. Pretty rough days so far in the market, especially for these tech stocks, these AI AI stocks. But this is where opportunity is, and it's where opportunities arise when there's big pullbacks. And if you have the kahunas, if you have the cash, if you're not scared to ride through some volatility, I think this is an opportunity. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and join my Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates, trades, investments, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.